If you think you've already heard the best soundbars, think again. 2026 just changed the entire Dolby Atmos game. And some of these soundbars are literally rewriting what immersive means. From wireless monsters to sound precision that feels unreal. We're counting down the top 10 Dolby Atmos soundbars of 2026 you need to see before you buy anything. Hit subscribe, like, and drop a comment for what you want to see next on Interface Craft. Number 10. Polk Magnifi Max AXSR. The Polk Magnifi Max AXSR is where real Dolby Atmos begins for people who want cinema immersion without needing to spend big or drill holes into walls. The bar itself is wide and clean-looking, built to spread sound naturally across the room without forcing you to sit in a direct sweet spot. The included wireless subwoofer adds warmth and body to the soundstage, deep enough to bring action scenes alive, but tuned carefully enough to avoid muddy dialogue. It doesn't overpower, it supports. Where this soundbar earns its Atmos credit is in how it opens the space. It doesn't push height aggressively like flagship models, but it does create a real sense of air and layering. Scenes don't feel flat anymore. They feel dimensional. Voices step forward. Effects sit behind you. The room feels like it expands when you play a movie with a wide sound mix. And because Polk includes wireless rear speakers in the package, you get true surround, not simulated processing. This is one of the most user-friendly ways to move from basic audio to cinematic depth. No calibration headaches. No complex wiring paths. No guessing. Just place and enjoy. If your goal is to finally feel movies instead of just watching them, without jumping into ultra-premium pricing, this soundbar is the perfect starting point. Number 9. Sony HT-A5000. The Sony HT-A5000 is where Dolby Atmos starts to sound cinematic instead of just impressive. Sony engineers tune their audio with emotional warmth, the kind that pulls you into storytelling rather than just surrounding you with sound. Dialogue here is exceptionally clear, not sharp or clinical, but rounded and natural. The way voices sound when someone is speaking near you in a quiet room. When music plays, the mid-range has weight. Instruments feel physical. Movies feel expressive instead of just loud. But what makes the A5000 special is expandability. You can run it alone as a premium standalone soundbar, and it already sounds full. But the moment you add the optional RS5 wireless rears and the SW5 subwoofer, the system evolves into something far larger. The rear speakers each have upward firing drivers, meaning actual height channels firing into your ceiling. Not virtual, not algorithmic, real physics. And that is where the Atmos effect becomes undeniable. Helicopter flyovers sound like they are above you. Rain sounds like it falls into the room. Voices move through space with direction and intention. This is for the viewer who wants cinema emotion in the living room. A system that grows as your room, budget, or expectations grow. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply creates a world that you step into. These first two already deliver real Atmos presence. But from here forward, things start getting serious. Because the next soundbar on the list doesn't just play Atmos. It recreates physical space in a way that feels unreal the first time you hear it. Number 8. Bose Smart Ultra Soundbar Plus Bass Module Plus Rear Surrounds. There's something different about Bose. Not louder, not more aggressive, not more dramatic, just different. Bose doesn't chase raw power the way LG and Samsung do. Instead, Bose focuses on emotional clarity, subtlety, and the feeling that every sound in a movie has meaning. When you first hear the Bose Smart Ultra soundbar, the first thing you notice is how clean everything sounds. Dialogue doesn't just come forward, it steps out into the room. You don't have to lean in. You don't have to raise the volume. The voices feel alive, textured, and human, like the actors are performing in the same space you're sitting in. Once you add the bass module, the entire bottom half of the audio spectrum opens up. Not the boomy, rumbling, theater-shaking bass that dominates a room, but a rounded, deep, soft-pressure bass that builds atmosphere. It makes scenes feel heavier, more profound, more physical. Then, when you pair the surround speakers, the sound field finally becomes what people imagine when they first hear the words Dolby Atmos. Sounds detach from the bar. They travel behind you, beside you, sometimes past you. The room stops being a room and becomes a space with shape, walls that disappear, and air that moves. This is the soundbar system for people who want beauty instead of power. A soundstage that feels intentional, emotional, human. Not loud, meaningful. And in rooms with clean acoustics and moderate size, Bose creates a floating Atmos bubble that is breathtakingly immersive, especially at night. Low volume, lights off, where every tiny detail can be heard like a whisper of the film's soul. But the story changes now, because the next soundbar isn't about elegance. It's about domination. Number 7, LG S95QR/S95TR 2026 flagship series. The LG S95 series is the exact opposite of Bose. Where Bose is soft, delicate, and emotionally rich, LG is cinematic force, scale, and presence. The LG S95QR and its 2026 refresh S95TR is built for one purpose: to make your living room feel like a commercial movie theater. The first thing anyone notices when hearing this system is the sheer size of the stage. Sound doesn't just fill the room, it pushes the walls outward. The side-firing and up-firing arrays don't politely reflect. They launch controlled waves that expand the environment. The room becomes wider, taller, deeper. Even small rooms feel like open theater halls. The dedicated rear speakers in this system are not an afterthought. They are fully active multi-driver units, each equipped with their own upward-firing Atmos channels. That means the height layer, the vertical dimension, exists not just in front of you, but behind you as well. This is where real Atmos begins. Not a simulation, not virtualization, not algorithmic trickery. Real sound physically bouncing off your ceiling, shaping a dome of audio above your seat. When helicopters fly overhead, they actually sound overhead. When voices echo through a cavern, the reverb surrounds you. And when rain falls, the droplets seem to hit the air around you, not the speakers. This system is for the viewer who wants spectacle. Impact, the type of sound where explosions shake your chest, orchestras swell through the ceiling, and horror movies make you turn your head because something sounded like it moved behind you. It's not subtle. It's not delicate. It is cinematic power in a living room. And if you have the space to let it breathe, it is unforgettable. Now we're entering the territory where soundbars don't just sound cinematic. They start replacing traditional home theater receivers entirely. What comes next is where wireless and wired systems collide, and the gap between them becomes shockingly clear. Number 6, Sonos Arc with sub-Gen 3 plus era 300 rears. There's a reason the Sonos Arc keeps returning to every Dolby Atmos conversation year after year. It isn't the loudest system, and it isn't the most physically powerful, but it is one of the smartest, most well-tuned, and most naturally immersive wireless setups ever built. When you hear the Arc by itself, it already sounds wider and clearer than most two-box soundbar systems. There's this effortless openness to the mid-range that feels like air moving across the room rather than audio being pushed from speaker. Voices don't just sound clean, they sound real. Like the actors are breathing in the same space you're sitting in. But the moment you introduce the sub-Gen 3, everything changes. The sound gets weight, the type of weight you feel before you notice it. Not the kind of bass that tries to shake the house apart, but the kind that adds presence, structure, and emotional gravity to every sound. You sense it in the background music before dialogue starts, in the slow build of cinematic tension, in the quiet rumble of the world the film is trying to create. And then, you add the era 300 rears, and that's where Sonos steps into real Dolby Atmos territory. The vertical layer opens, not as a simulated height effect, but as actual spatial sound that travels, hangs, shifts, and breathes in 3 dimensions. It's like the room is redrawn around you. Larger, taller, alive. But here's the thing. The Sonos Arc is not for everyone. Sonos is about refinement, minimalism, and the beauty of sound shaped with intention. It's for the person who wants cinema without clutter. It's for someone who values harmony over raw impact. And in a living room where the ceiling height is right, where the placement is correct, where you let the ARC take the time to tune the room. This system can create one of the most convincing, enveloping, atmospheric Dolby Atmos sound fields you will ever experience in a wireless format. It's a system that rewards careful setup, a system designed not to impress instantly, but to stay impressive for years. Number 5. Samsung Q990D/Q995D 2026 flagship. Now we shift from elegance to aggression, from emotional accuracy to full room dominance. The Samsung Q990D and the refreshed Q995D are not trying to be subtle, refined, or gentle. They exist to shake a room, to fill every inch of space with directional audio, and to move sound around you with force. This is the system for people who want to feel films, not just hear them. The moment you turn it on, you feel the atmosphere shift. The room gets bigger, deeper, and louder almost instantly. There is no warm-up period. It hits you immediately. The rear speakers are the secret weapon here. Each rear unit is its own mini soundbar with multiple drivers, including true up-firing height channels. That means the 3D audio effect happens not just in front, not just above, but fully behind and around you. You don't just hear footsteps approach. You hear them enter, move, and leave the space around you. Helicopter flyovers don't sound like effects. They feel like spatial events happening inside your room. Even in large rooms, even with vaulted ceilings, the Q990D maintains the illusion of height and movement. That's something only a handful of soundbar systems can truly achieve. Samsung doesn't just deliver sound, it delivers impact. Sharp, aggressive, cinematic presence. Explosions slam into you. Music swells like a live stage. Games feel alive, reactive, dangerous. If Bose is poetry and Sonos is harmony, Samsung is blockbuster energy made physical. And that's exactly why people love it. Now we're stepping out of the world of consumer convenience. What comes next are systems built not to impress, but to dominate. The gap between wireless and wired sound is about to become painfully clear. Because from number 4 onward, we enter home theater territory. Number 4. Sony HT-A9 2 Malawian Kwaches 2026 update with SW5 sub. This is where we stop playing by traditional soundbar rules. Because the Sony HT-A9 isn't really a soundbar. It's a wireless spatial audio system disguised as one. If Samsung is power and Sonos is precision, the Sony HT-A9 is pure dimensionality. It creates a listening environment that feels like the walls, ceiling, and air itself are producing the sound. 4 identical speaker units, each one tuned with independent phase mapping, bounce, steer, and layer sound throughout your room. And unlike every other system in this list, the HT-A9 doesn't care where your walls are, how high your ceiling is, or whether your room is symmetrical. It adapts. You're not just hearing audio from the speakers. You're hearing audio from the room itself. A whisper travels behind your shoulder. A voice lifts from above you. A soundtrack doesn't just play. It breathes across the air. Then you add the SW5 subwoofer, and the entire system gains physical mass. Not boomy, not muddy, not overdone. A controlled, low-frequency foundation that makes bass feel present instead of just loud. Movies suddenly have that cinematic swell where music rises into you instead of simply around you. Action scenes don't collapse into noise. They stay separated, directional, alive. But here's what makes the HT-A9 different from every other pick. This system doesn't just fill space, it creates it. It builds an acoustic architecture inside your room, like a hologram made of sound. It's less like listening to speakers and more like being inside the movie itself. The HT-A9 is not the most powerful on this list. It's not the loudest. But if your goal is immersion, true, wrap around your body immersion, where sound no longer feels like speakers but like environment, this is the most transformative wireless Dolby Atmos experience you can buy. Number 3. Sennheiser Ambeo Plus Ambeo Sub 2026. Number 3 is something different. Something serious. Something built for people who don't just watch movies. They study them, feel them, live inside them. The Sennheiser Ambeo Plus is the type of soundbar that doesn't try to impress with flashy design or marketing tricks. It sits in your room quietly, almost modestly. But the moment it plays, everything in the room changes. Air pressure shifts. Voices feel closer. Background details you never noticed before suddenly appear like ghost layers inside the soundtrack. It is not loud for the sake of being loud. It is precise, dimensional, and deeply cinematic. What makes the Ambeo Plus special is its 3D virtualization engine. This isn't the usual up-firing speaker and hope it bounces trick. Sennheiser actually scans the room using built-in microphones, maps wall reflections, measures ceiling density, and builds a 3D acoustic model of your room. It calculates exactly how to place sound objects around you without needing rear speakers. And the result is shockingly believable. When a character whispers behind the camera, you don't hear it from a speaker. You hear it behind you. When rain falls in a movie, it doesn't sound like rain playing through speakers. It sounds like rain happening in your room. The Atmos layer is clean, smooth, and incredibly stable, even if your room isn't symmetrical. Now let's talk about the Ambeo sub. This is not a subwoofer. It's a bass instrument, tuned not for violence, but for emotion. When a soundtrack drops into a low tonal wave, the Ambeo sub doesn't just shake the room. It pressurizes it. The bass doesn't boom. It flows. It feels like sound embedded inside your chest, not just sound hitting your ears. And here's the thing. The Ambeo Plus doesn't need satellites to sound cinematic, but it gives you the option to expand if you want. This means the system grows with you, rather than forcing you to buy everything up front. This soundbar is made for people who want a true Dolby Atmos theater feeling, without filling the room with speakers, wires, or complexity. It's calm. It's confident. It's cinema without theatrics. But now the energy shifts. Number 2 is not about emotion. Number 2 is power, precision, and high-impact Atmos movement. If number 3 was the artist, number 2 is the engine that shakes the room and demands your attention. The next 2 systems do something different. They don't just play Dolby Atmos, they weaponize it. We are now entering the elite tier. Systems built not to compete, but to dominate every room they enter. The difference between number 3 and number 2 is not small. It's the difference between surround sound and cinema reality. Number 2, Sonos Arc Gen 2 Plus Sub, Gen 3, Plus Era 300 rears. This is where cinematic sound stops being something you listen to and becomes something that lives inside your room. Number 2 is not just a home theater setup. It is a soundstage engine engineered to take Dolby Atmos and bend it into a 3-dimensional acoustic environment that moves with you. The Sonos Arc Gen 2 is already legendary, but when paired with the Sonos Sub Gen 3 and 2 Sonos Era 300 speakers as surrounds, everything changes. The Arc handles the front stage with directional beam steering, meaning every sound is placed with intention. Voices anchor perfectly at screen level, sharp, warm, and real, while effects shoot upward and outward like they're painting shapes in the air. You don't hear soundbars. You hear the movie's world unfolding across the walls and ceiling. Now the Era 300 rears are where things truly go atmospheric. These are not just rear speakers sending noise behind you. Each Era 300 has 6 drivers firing in different spatial angles, forming mini Dolby Atmos theaters on each side of your seating position. The rear sound doesn't simply fill space, it sculpts it. It wraps under, above, behind, and diagonally across your listening position, building a 360-degree dome where everything is alive. Then the Sonos Sub Gen 3 comes in, clean, deep, and controlled. No boom, no buzz, no messy rumbles, just structured, tight, cinematic bass that punches when the movie demands impact and disappears when it isn't needed. It's like the floor becomes bass instead of speaker. But here's the real magic. The entire system self-tunes to your exact room. Your walls, your furniture, your ceiling height, your seating position. Everything is mapped. Everything is balanced. Everything is optimized. No guessing. No calibration stress. Just press play, and the system does the rest. If your priority is effortless perfection, the kind of theater that sounds like you paid a professional installer, the Sonos Arc Sub Plus Era 300 setup is the definition of smart cinematic luxury. But even this is not the final level. Because number one doesn't just create sound. It creates impact. It creates weight. It creates shockwave, cinematic presence in your room. Number one isn't just about listening. It's about feeling. Hold your breath. We're going number one now. Number one, Samsung HWS Q990D/Q990C 2026 Premium Flagship Tier. This is the undefeated king, the reigning champion, the benchmark that every other company has been trying to surpass and still hasn't. The Samsung Q990 series is a full-scale Dolby Atmos war machine. Not just a bar, a complete home theater ecosystem, engineered with one purpose: to deliver maximum dimensional power without needing external amps or processors. Where most sound bars simulate rear height channels, this system actually has them. Front stage, side stage, rear stage, rear height, upward firing Atmos, dedicated satellite positioning, independent channel steering. This isn't 5.1. It's not 7.1. This is 1.1.4, packed into a system you can unbox, plug in, and dominate your room with. And the sound? It hits hard, not sloppy hard, not muddy hard, controlled, cinematic, chest resonating hard. Explosions don't sound loud, they sound real. Rain doesn't sound like noise, it sounds like rain in the room. Footsteps don't sound like audio files, they sound like someone is actually walking behind you. And the dialogue separation? Crisp, clean, balanced, even when the soundtrack is roaring. The subwoofer? A cinema-class rumble engine. It doesn't sit in the corner. It pressurizes space. If Sonos is elegance, Samsung is power and presence. If Bose is emotion, Samsung is shock and awe. If Sony is immersion, Samsung is domination. This is the closest you can get to IMAX energy inside a living room, without hiring acoustic engineers. No system brings scale, weight, height, width, rear action, and clarity all at the same time like the Samsung Q990 series. This is, without question, the number one Dolby Atmos soundbar of 2026. Conclusion. Final message plus CTA. So here's the truth. The right soundbar isn't about price. It's about experience. Do you want emotion, immersion, power, or perfection? Every setup on this list is a game changer in its own category. But the one that matches your style, that's the one that will transform your home. If this video helped you, it only takes 1 second. Hit the like button, drop a comment telling me which one you're choosing, and subscribe if you want real, honest, human-made home theater breakdowns, not robotic tech reviews. And if you're upgrading your system soon, don't miss my new videos, Top 6 Wireless Dolby Atmos Soundbars 2026 and Top 7 Dolby Atmos Soundbars for Small Rooms 2026. Trust me, those will help you even more. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, enjoy every sound.